All right, guys, welcome back to Foxhound Finance, where we analyze market trends, financial reports, market news, and hunt down potential investing opportunities in the stock market using technical analysis. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update from me. Lastly, please remember this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Okay, guys, today we're going to be discussing what I believe are strong bull cases for both Unity and Nike for me to start building a position in my portfolio. Okay. Not saying you have to do what I'm doing. I'm just saying what I see based on the charts and key factors right now. So in today's video, we're going to focus on those two. We're going to start off right now with Unity. I'm sure you guys, if you are on Twitter and you follow stocks, anything in the stock market, you probably heard some hype about this ticker symbol. So I wanted to address where I think it's at right now, okay, in this current market cycle. But let's talk about what's going on with the company. The recent earnings were unexpectedly good, okay? They got a new CEO who took over who is, turning the company around. Things are looking like it's going in a positive direction for the company with this new guy in charge. They're expanding outside of the gaming sector, right? The auto industry, architecture, and film and are the leading engine right now in the gaming sector so far. And also looking to implement AI into their engine. So that's going to be huge. Obviously, AI is a big deal right now, right, across the market. So we see a lot of companies, integrating AI. So all those things look pretty good right there from that standpoint. I wanted to look at the technicals next, EMA wise. You could see right here the EMAs are now in this downward trend. They look like they're, obviously coming way from this price up here at 210. You see the bands are now starting to collapse down, and I want to see them level out, right? And the price action is getting closer, obviously, to the 200. We've talked about it a million times probably since I started my channel, how important I think that is. And we're on the weekly time frame right now. But I also wanted to look at so EMAs, let's just say EMAs look good. Okay, I like what's going on here. It looks like they're starting to calm down and come to some kind of equilibrium. So I want to see that keep playing out. Let's go over to the Bollinger Bands. Boom, we got these up real quick. And even for the Bollinger Bands right here, and I'm going to talk about this channel, why I had this up. But even the Bollinger Bands here, like they're coming in this downward trend, right? And I want to see them kind of start to do this more of like a sideways flat range, right? I don't want to keep seeing this downward action, okay? So that looks pretty good right now. Looks like it's starting to turn around, potentially going into an accumulation phase. Some people may think that this is an accumulation phase, but I have a little bit of I'm a bit reserved right now on how I feel about classifying this, because I don't see it fully flattened out yet. And I really want to see that first. So Bollinger Bands look like they're starting to get there. That looks nice. And also too, like when I'm talking about accumulation zones, like these boxes I have here, this is about as flat as you see this stock get, really. They're bouncing inside this box region a little bit below, but comes back into the range before it snaps and breaks the box, right? So this zone here goes from 3/5/2021 to 7/23/21. So what is that, like, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months, something like that. So really short zones of accumulation, and this is really more so distribution right here, I think, because it looks like it's going to accumulate, comes up, and then you just distribute down. So there's not been much sideways trading action here. So that's why I have those there. And then I wanted to talk about breaking this channel. And again, we're on the weekly. So when I'm talking about with the accumulation zone and wanting to see this level out, I want to see this stabilize. This downward trend, I want to see it stabilize and create this new range side to side. And I'll tell you what I mean. So starting here of the channel, you could see it's dipping down, right? From the bottom here, this level and this level. You could see the price is bouncing inside of this, comes out, comes back in, pops out, comes back underneath down on this side, below the bottom channel, comes back into the channel, touches the top of the channel, and this is where we are today, right? So my thing is, really, I want to see us break this upward channel. And what that might look like is it could it be now, potentially? It could potentially be now. Maybe this does reverse and break through. You got to understand, anytime you've touched the top of this channel, you've rejected. Come out, come back in. popped out, come back in, come back up, look, it just rejected. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I don't know how I feel about this just yet being finished. You could come back down and touch this channel one more time. Uh, that could happen fast, and then you could sort of V out and then create a range up here, maybe a small 4 month, maybe 4 to 6 month accumulation. It's just hard to say because you just never know how long something's going to accumulate for. It could take 1 to 2 years, right? And so it's just a matter of, I think, breaking this channel right here. If we can do that, then I think it looks pretty good to start, getting a position. But I think we might get, I could be wrong, but I think we might get maybe another dip down here to the, what is this, 18, no, 19 bucks maybe, bottom of the channel. We could get another touchdown here before maybe it finally V's out and we start to get a little bit of a range built in here and then take off. But I like this because the opportunity is pretty solid. From the fundamental standpoint of the company, like I just said, has a lot going for it. Also, when you look at a price, right, like this, 210 all the way down to 1390, this thing is down 88%, guys. Down 88%. That looks really freaking good. And then just real quick, before I finish off Unity, we're going to go look at the financials. I want to try to just get right through this. I want to give you guys the main highlights so we can just get this video done. So net income, we talked about companies right in the net negative and trying to flip around. This is at negative 664. So not in a horrible position, from a annual standpoint, that's not bad. But we do want to see this number start to turn positive or get very close, right? We want to keep seeing this number trim. And obviously, they've been doing that the last 3 years, negative 919, negative 826, negative 664 mil. Okay, so I want to see them turn that number around. And that could happen pretty rapidly, depending on, obviously, several key factors, right? If they have a huge earnings, if they launch a new product, whatever. So that's all relative. That could happen this year, could happen next year. But you got to have an open mind, and you have to tell yourself, okay, let me not just have my expectations so high like this is going to happen tomorrow, right? And that's why I think it's so important that little by little, even, maybe for me, like my paycheck, it's like I'm going to put a little percentage in every time I get paid until this thing finally turns around, right? If you don't want to put a huge position up right away, I think that's a smart way to do it so that you can potentially like average in the correct way so you're not bulking it up right away. But that's what I see right now in the financials, guys. So I like Unity. As far as starting a position, like I said, I think I want to see it break this channel. And if it comes back into it on the bottom here, then, maybe I'll start loading up here. And I think that's smart, to load up on the bottom of this channel because look at how many times it's coming back down to this channel. A little dip, but, pretty significant dip here, but it rebounded. But you still, you went from 25 down to 13. I don't know if you'll get this again, but if it respects the bottom channel, I think this will be my loading zone. That's my personal opinion. You don't have to copy me, but I think that's what I'm going to look for, as having this and bottom Bollinger Band here be my loading zone if we get another touchdown here. Okay? And obviously, I'll keep watching it as it downtrends. It's possible, like, look at this. I had this on the weekly. It could go all the way down here. I mean, I don't know. Could it go to January this next year before popping out? Maybe. So, something to look at. I like it, though. I think it looks good. Let's go into Nike real quick, because, again, I want to try to get through this quick, not hold you guys up. So, let's get off this. And also, let me pull up my notes for Nike. And obviously, it's Nike. Like, what's going on? It's Nike. You know what I mean? Just do it. Like, that's really what I could say. It's Nike. So, they pay dividend consistently. They're dominating their sector, right? And also, I think the main reason I'm looking at this chart right now is because there's a huge discount on it. I mean, there's nothing really fundamentally wrong with Nike right now. But the fact that you came from 172, we'll call it, down to here, what are we sitting at, 80 bucks? I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty solid right now. And I think my opinion is I think we may dip a little bit lower. And I'll tell you why here in a second. But let's look at the EMA positions real fast. Yep, they're curling down, it looks like. But again, the way Nike works like this, I'll show you the other times where it looked like it was going to curl down and then kind of bends back up. But EMA positions, for my theory about it dropping, look good, right? That's right now. I think this could drop a little lower, and I'll show you the levels in a little bit. But also, the fractal repeat, first of all, The stock is down 54%. I have here down 54%. The last time we saw the stock go down 54% was out here in 2007. Now it's not the same, gradual downtrend. It's like a huge waterfall. I can't tell you what happened here. I did not research that. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm just talking about from a fractal chart standpoint. This is the last time you had that 55% drop. Okay. So it's been quite some time since you had that drop, right? So we're sort of in that territory of potential rebound. And again, another reason I feel like this is going to come down is because here you have a potential retest at this $56, $57 level from COVID, right? Was this COVID? Yes, 2020. See this huge drop down here and then a rebound, the V shape out of it. So it makes sense right now. I understand, like it's a little bit. I'm like being two lawyers in one here. I'm debating myself, but like it did break this weekly channel, this downward weekly channel. But again, we've seen, like I just showed you in Unity, where you break the channel, but then you come back down into it. And what you could see if it doesn't hold this channel, it comes back down and actually breaks through the bottom channel before V-shaping out. Okay. And even if it doesn't V-shape sharply, maybe it does a little bit of something like this, and you get a slower progression up, right? Because you can see kind of how it moves, right? You see the trend. Got these kind of long waves, and then the sharper waves down, but then long waves back up, right? So you could see something like this, where maybe, I'm going to do this really quick. Like you could see something like this again. It comes back, something like that. Now it could create a double top, right? Close to it. It could come back up to this level. I can't really say right now where I think it's going to go in the future, but the fact is we want to get into plays that we think are going to rebound, right? So this one, I think it's going to do something similar to that. Pivot points real quick. Let me pop the indicator on. Where is it at? There it goes. Another reason why I think this could reject down further is because your pivot point line is here. And also, the last time it looked just like this, again, was in 07. You were under the pivot point line. It came down to S1. But because I feel like this I guess I'll call it retest is right here, it's like you almost might as well just blow through the S1. There's not much space. You come down to this, you finish that retest, and then go. And who knows? That could go for years, back up in an upward channel. So that's just something I noticed too with the pivot points. Real quick, guys. And then let's see, what else do we have here? I think that's pretty much it. What I wanted to say was the financials. This is like kind of silly. I feel stupid for even going over this. Like we know they're making money. We know total revenue like looks good. There's not really a lot to say here, right? They're not losing money. So that's another whole reason why I think that this is perfect. I mean, it's like, I'll call it, it's up there, I guess, with your blue chips, right? I mean, it's a solid company. There's nothing really to say more than that. Like we know what this company's about. So balance sheet, everything looks good when I look through it. What about analysis, right? We talked about this. I don't 100% put my whole take into this being why I buy, but again, analyst ratings look pretty solid across the board, so nothing bad there. I don't think I really did that with Unity. Unity is right here. Wait, just goofing around. All right, there we go. Let me see the financials, and let's go back to it, guys. Hold on a second. Yeah, this isn't good. This is a good position too right now. So across the board, I think these two look great. So these are two stocks I was just looking at, and I'm going to be talking about more, but these are definitely, for me, in my opinion, portfolio ads. So that's what I'm seeing, guys, right now. I think I covered everything I needed to for these two stocks and why I think they look great from both the chart perspective and fundamentals and changes that are happening. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to try to cover AMD next and GME in a similar fashion in this video, right, where I break everything like I just did down to you guys. So we'll do that tomorrow. It'll be AMD and GME, okay? My bull case for those two and why I think I'll be adding those as well to my portfolio. So stay tuned for that, guys. I appreciate you stopping by, checking the channel out as always. You guys have been really supportive, and obviously, I see the analytics. You guys returning back, watching the videos. I hope you're learning something from these videos. And again, my whole mission here is to help you guys get in the best position and just share my knowledge. That's who I've always been as a person, is just sharing things that I know, and I always want to see people in the best position. That's just who I am. So I hope you guys are taking away something and it's helpful for you. Okay. So I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. All right. See ya.